Namaskar. Welcome to another edition of NavaVimarsh podcast. So today, long time waiting, but I wanted to discuss this topic with the audience regarding the all prevalent issues that we Hindus called love jihad. So, and unfortunately, there is not a lot is written about. What is been written is not read by a lot of people. How this functions, who are the people involved in this, and how it exactly works. That is something which is not known in terms of like how it is executed in a way. So today we're going to read one article. So let me first share my screen and share the article. Okay, I need to do it later, but okay. So this is the article which was published on 16th March 2026, not too many days away. And this article specifically has had discussed about the methods at which LJ takes place and how it actually functions. So we're going to read this article, and addition to that, we are also going to read, like watch a couple of videos on them available on social media platforms to actually get a semblance of understanding how this actually works on the ground, so that whenever people say how, like, these are like young grown women, educated, how they can be so dumb that they are uh, getting into this. Well, the answer is not very easy, it's not very straightforward. So let's start our discussion. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to read the book, read the article itself to the audience, and then we will see how it goes. So this is an article. Let me post it on the chat itself for the audience so that they can also read it. Yeah, this is the article. Okay, so article name, the title is headline: Watching the 50. The 50 is uh, a reality show. I never watch any reality show, but it's a reality show. Watching the 50 reveals an uncomfortable truth, from Faizu's influencer grooming to Adnan's boasting about converting his Hindu wife to Islam before marriage. Faizu's remarks about structured. Now, this is very important part that we need to understand how it functions, how it actually works on ground. Faizu's remarks about structured grooming within social media group Team Zero Seven and Adnaan Sheikh's marriage to Riddhi Jadhav, who converted to Islam before wedding, raise deeper questions about admiration, influence, and identity. Now, these three words are very crucial: identity, who you are, whom you get influenced by, and how do you get influenced. So admiration leads to influence, and if you do not have a good sense of your own identity, who you are, then it is very easy to get the third stage of being changing your whole lifestyle itself. So now this is a picture. So picture where you can see this is he. Let me see how it is looking like this. Okay, so on your from right, the person in the middle, third person from right, is your Faizu. I think he was some TikTok star. And from right, number four is Adnan Sheikh, who we're going to read about it and how he like converted his Hindu girlfriend to a Muslim wife. So when you read through this as well, I occasionally follow the 50, which is a reality show where a group of influencers and celebrities perform tasks to earn money, not for themselves, but for their fans. It is not exactly the sort of program one watches for intellectual stimulation. Most of the time, it is simply mindless entertainment. Now, mindless entertainment, which one seeks after a day long work routine. It is a kind of show you put on when you want to switch your off brain off for a while. However, sometimes even the most ordinary entertainment ends up revealing something far more unsettling than intended. So this is the 50 show. I don't want to make your sleep bad by watching this, but we're going to read about it. Don't even Google it. It is that toxic. That moment arrived during a conversation involving Faisal Sheikh, better known to millions of followers as Mr. Faizu. During a discussion with other contestants about his popularity and journey as an influencer, he recalled that early days of his career and told them how things evolved after short video platforms exploded in popularity. During the conversation, this is conversation happening between two contestants in that the 50 show, where Faizu, Muslim influencer, is talking to one more contestant, and he is now going to explain a lot of things. So bear with me. During the conversation, he made a remark that stayed with me. He explained that the company they had signed the company that they had signed with had invested heavily. So uh, there are actually now a lot of talent management companies, and now what they do is the management companies take part of your earnings, like they manage your PR, and they take a part of your earnings that you earn as a celebrity or influencer or whatever you call them. And like, so now how does happen. So if a company gets a guy who is not very famous, and they take and train him so that they can get more out of him as kind of a cash cow. So during the conversation, he made a remark that stayed with me. He explained that the company they had signed with had invested heavily in grooming them. According to him, they attended classes classes where they were taught how to eat properly, how to sit, how to behave in public, and how to present themselves as gentlemen. At first glance, it sounds like nothing more than professional training for social media personalities. Even celebrities take such lessons, and some rich kids too. These people often operate in a competitive environment where presentation matters almost as much as content. Grooming, in that sense, is a simple part of the process of building oneself as a brand. However, the more I thought about that remark, the more uncomfortable the idea became. Because grooming is not just about table manners, it is about crafting a persona. The grooming influencers and the making of an ideal public image. One small detail in Faizu's remark is worth paying attention to, When he described the grooming classes, he did not speak in the singular. He repeatedly said we. The training was not something that happened to him alone. It was something that happened to an entire group, and the group was well known social media collective called Team 7. It is a set of influencers who rose to prominence together through TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms. If this group was groomed, there must be more investors who are grooming other influencers or groups of influencers. We had noticed that over time, these influencers became completely different from what they used to be a few years ago. In other words, the grooming classes that taught them how to sit, how to eat, and how to behave like gentlemen were part of a structured effort to shape an entire influencer ecosystem. Now, these are all Muslim influencers, to be precise. If we think that just about being an influencer, there is nothing inherently wrong with learning how to conduct oneself well. In fact, in an era where many online personalities thrive on shock value and vulgarity, the cultivation of discipline and politeness can even appear refreshing. However, grooming also produces something else, that is, a carefully crafted public image. A well groomed influencer who appears polite, respectful, and disciplined naturally commands admiration. And physical fitness, charisma, and massive social media reach to that, and the effect becomes even stronger. Such personalities become aspirational figures. Now, this is something which is very interesting. Such personalities become aspirational figures. So, take example of Virat Kohli, the former India captain of the Indian cricket team. He is a kind of an aspirational personality because whatever I have read in newspaper, like on social media and other places, that he takes care of himself. So his fitness is one of his forte. That he's so fit. He has six packs or whatever packs people talk about. Six packs, and his fitness, his discipline. That he doesn't consume a lot of so-called junk food, which people consume, and so he becomes an aspirational figure because of his success, because of his charisma, and because of his discipline that he has shown. So you become like that. So you want to become you want to replicate, or you want to mirror his behavior within yourself. People admire them, emulate them, and often trust them. Now this is very important part: trust. Virat Kohli gets is paid crores of rupees or millions of dollars sometimes, maybe most times, to actually endorse a product that, hey guys, I am using this product, it is very good. Now Virat Kohli is a cricketer. Now why he is selling a fairness cream? Because there is nothing that links him to fairness cream and his days as a playing cricket. But people trust him. Why trust him? Because of this aspirational figure and all the other things that goes with it. Discipline. Watching the 50, one can see exactly how that persona plays out. Other contestants praise Faizu for his behavior and discipline. He performs he performs tasks well. He carries himself confidently. His personality appears measured and controlled. It is easy to understand why he enjoys an enormous fan following, especially among younger audience. Yet the idea of systematic grooming raises an interesting question. When personalities are deliberately shaped, when personalities are deliberately shaped to appear admirable and trustworthy, what kind of influence do they ultimately hold over those who follow them? And if the grooming applied to the entire group, as Faizu's use of we suggests then that influence extends far beyond one individual. The story of Adnan Sheikh and Riddhi Jadhav. Another figure connected to Team 7 and the 50 show is Adnan Sheikh. Just like Faizu, he also rose to prominence through social media. In fact, they actually rose to popularity together. He also has a substantial following on social media, though he did not discuss about his marriage on the show. But his bond with Faizu made me do a little bit search about him. Interestingly, the story surrounding Adnan extends beyond social media fame. His wife was previously known as Riddhi Jadhav, a Hindu woman and influencer who later converted to Islam before marrying him. After the conversion, she adopted the name Aisha Sheikh. The couple recently appeared in public while shopping ahead of Eid. Photographs and videos circulated online showed Riddhi, now Aisha, covered in a full burqa. The image once again revived discussion surrounding the circumstances of her conversion and marriage. Adnan, Adnan and conversion of his wife to Islam is being talked about on social media. So this is X handle. So now they are real celeb Adnan Sheikh does Eid shopping for his son. He is accompanied by his Hindu wife Riddhi Jadhav, who once wanted to go to temple in shorts. Now this is very interesting that we need to talk about. By his Hindu wife Riddhi Jadhav, who once wanted to go to temple in shorts. Well, he is allowing her to breathe that itself might mean great freedom to her. So, rebellious kid, um, maybe born in a liberal family, okay, or secular family of Hindus, where going to a temple wearing a traditional dress is oppression. Now, the same girl, the same women, Hindu women, are very happy being covered from head to toe. Now, how does this transformation happen? Does it happen automatically? Was this girl illiterate? Was he a poor person who was just told? Yes. Was he poor that she had no money? Not the case. Reports had earlier suggested that Riddhi's family opposed the decision and did not attend the wedding ceremony. The issue had already generated controversy in 2024 when allegations from Adnan's sister triggered public debate on social media. In interviews, Adnan has addressed the controversy by emphasizing that the conversion was Aisa's personal decision. He had pointed out that India guarantees freedom of religion and argued that no one can be forced to convert. Now, this is very important part. This is a very politically correct statement. He has pointed out that India guarantees freedom of religion and argued that no one can be forced to convert. How someone who is a social media influencer knows exactly what politically correct statement to make over while giving interviews. Does it happen automatically, organically, or is there something more to it that they are being groomed, coached to tell exactly what he needs to say? At face value, the explanation appears straightforward, but the story contains another detail that Adnan himself once mentioned. In an earlier interview, he recalled how he first noticed Riddhi years earlier when she was studying at Khalsa College. According to him, she did not initially pay attention to him. He said that during those days he would perform stunts on his bike around her in an attempt to attract attention. Now, again, we're going to read a little bit more about it. Years later, the two married. Before the marriage, Riddhi converted to Islam and adopted a new religious identity. Another statement of Adnan's also stands out. He has openly said that religion comes first to his life. Adnan Sheikh roasted his wife. He says he is a Muslim and his wife was Hindu, but she converted before marriage because religion is very important to him. So, religion matters only for you, not for her. When we place all the circumstances and facts together, these details paint a more complex picture than a simplified narrative of personal choice often presented by him in public discussions. Funny thing is, after the controversy, Adnan told telereporter that her face is not revealed on social media because of his religious beliefs. He claimed it is a personal choice guided by his faith and cultural values. When admiration becomes influence, the last part is very important. The modern influencer economy thrives on emotional connection. Now, we had read all about this. Now, how the process works, how it actually goes into your mind and goes into your emotions. The modern influencer economy thrives on emotional connections. Followers feel followers feel as though they know the personalities they watch online. Now, this is very important statement. Followers feel as though they know the personalities they watch online. You are watching me. Five people are watching me, and I'm reading this article to you. But do you know who the person I am just by watching me here? Read that article. Probably not, because what I am doing, I'm going to be here for 1 hour or a 1.5 hour, 2 hours. What I am doing for the next 22 hours, you have no idea. Then how do you know me? And if I'm going to cultivate, like the influencers do, like cultivate a personality which actually pleasing to their followers, then the followers think they know the person, but actually not the case. The modern influencer economy thrives on emotional connections. Followers feel as though they know the personalities they watch online. They admire their lifestyle, their personality, and the way they carry themselves. Over time, admiration often evolves into trust. Now, this is the most important part. Admiration often evolves into trust, and once trust is established, influence becomes inevitable. This is where this is where the discussion begins to intersect with a broader cultural debate that has appeared repeatedly in recent years. Narratives around religious conversions through emotional relationships have surfaced in various contexts, including popular culture. Films such as The Kerala Story attempted to portray a pattern in which were young women were drawn into relationships that gradually evolved into ideological influence and eventually religious conversions. Whether one agrees with the film's depiction or not, the central idea it explored was simple. Emotional bonds can sometimes become channels of persuasion. If you want to persuade somebody, buy this product which I am selling. Okay? A cricket fan who is a fan of Virat Kohli and he connects with his cricketing abilities, his persona, his discipline, the way he carries himself as a celebrity cricketer, okay, on interviews, on public interactions, on and on the cricket field itself. Now that person creates a kind of a virtual emotional connection with the celebrity. And once that is established, if the Virat Kohli says, I like this product, go and buy it, they're going to buy it because they innately trust that person. It looks very flimsy, it looks very illogical, but this is how it functions. You can check it. Emotional bonds can sometimes become channels of persuasion. In the film, the Hindu women were coerced into converting and marrying Islamic terrorists by repeatedly pushing narratives against Hinduism. Pushing narratives against Hinduism. The brainwashing, which used to be subtle, has become overwhelmingly open nowadays, and with social media platforms, it has become much easier as well. Friendships and romantic relationships have the ability, friendships and romantic relationships have the ability to shape beliefs and identities in ways that individual may not fully recognize in the moment. Again, read this statement very carefully. Friendships and romantic relationships have the ability to shape beliefs and identities in ways that individuals may not fully recognize in the moment. In the age of social media, influencers, where personalities are deliberately groomed, influencers where personalities are deliberately groomed to appear charismatic, disciplined, and admirable. The scale of such influence becomes even greater. Admiration leads to emotional connection. Emotional connection leads to trust. Trust often leads to deeper influence, and that influence can push a person, in most cases a Hindu, to convert to Islam. And it is a bitter truth that is undeniable. The uncomfortable gap within Hindu society. Perhaps the most uncomfortable aspect of this discussion lies not in the actions of the individuals, but in the condition now. Perhaps the most uncomfortable aspect of this discussion lies not in the actions of individuals, but in the condition of the society observing them. An individual making a mistake, making an error, that can be one that can be a one case, an aberration. But what we are talking about, we're talking about the condition of the society observing them. We all put together are called Hindu society. How the Hindu society is looking at this. Many modern Hindu families have gradually moved away from discussing religion in any meaningful way. Hmm, very interesting observation. Many modern families have gradually moved away from discussing religion in any meaningful way. Faith is often reduced to festivals, rituals, and occasional temple visits. Just read through this. Children grow up celebrating traditions but rarely receive a clear understanding of the philosophical or cultural foundations behind them. Religion becomes something symbolic rather than something deeply understood. At the same time, young people are exposed to a world where other communities, specifically Abrahamic communities, often possess far clearer and more assertive expression of religious identity. This difference can create a subtle imbalance. A young person who grows up without a strong understanding of their own belief systems may find it easier to adopt another one when emotional relationships come into play. In such environment, charismatic personalities and influential figures can wield enormous cultural power. Admiration can easily turn into ideological influence when the individual on the receiving end lacks clarity about their own identity. The issue, therefore, is not simply about interfaith relationships. India has always been a civilization where multiple faiths have interacted and coexisted. The issue is whether individuals enter into relationships with clear sense of who they are. The uncomfortable lesson from reality show. All these thoughts return to me as I continue watching that seemingly harmless episode of the 50. It popped up during a discussion with the team at the office, and I believe sometimes small details matter. A casual conversation about influencer grooming suddenly began to feel like a glimpse into a much larger. Hmm. A casual conversation about influencer grooming suddenly began to feel like a glimpse into a much larger ecosystem. Faizu's remarks about grooming revealed how carefully influencers' personalities can be shaped. The emphasis on etiquette, discipline, and presentation create individuals who appear admirable and trustworthy to millions of viewers. Adnan's story, Adnan's story, meanwhile, illustrates how good personality mixed with personal relationships can intersect with identity, belief, and religious commitment in ways that spark intense debate. These are just two influencers. One revealed how he became what he is today, and the other revealed how his wife became Aisha from Riddhi. Interestingly, Riddhi was once accused. Okay. Interestingly, Riddhi once accused of wanting to go to a temple in shorts, something that is against Hindu traditions. Perhaps the real question is not about Faizu or Adnan as individuals. Perhaps the real question is about the society watching them. Sometimes a harmless show can reveal the uncomfortable truth of things happening around you. Sometimes it reveals why your modern Hindu friend converted to Islam and now wears the burqa covering her head to toe. So, this is the article. This is written by Anurag. Anurag is a chief sub-editor at Op India with 21 years of professional experience, including more than 5 years as journalism. He is known for deep dive research. So I think let's check his bio as well. So this is Anurag, the author of the article that I was reading. So do check out his blog as well. He's written quite good. Okay, let me see what comments we have. Okay, a lot of people. Okay, I am going to now. Let me. So, people who are channel members, you can come and join. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or you want to discuss this specific point, this specific issue that I have just talked about, okay, do come and join and talk to us. I'm just going to paste it right away. Okay, okay. Leave it. So I have just pasted the link for so people just go to the members only, go to the post section, posts, and you will find the members only post I have just posted. So you can come and talk to us and share your opinions and anything that you want to talk about. Okay, now what I'm going to do is stop. Okay, and I'm going to share one more thing before. I go there. There is one more thing I need to share. How this thing actually works. So let me play this.
कर
Okay.
रहे हैं वाकई में वो एक लव जिहाद का ही शिकार हुए।
Okay. Now I'm going to play one more video. Okay, Rishi, just hold on. We will take the comments as well. And let me play the video as well. I think let me. And this is very important video that you all should watch.
हैं वाकई में वो एक लव जिहाद का ही शिकार हुई है। मोनालिसा के साथ वो नहीं होने वाला। ये कोई फ्रिज में पैक होने वाली नहीं है। ये ना ही कोई वो बच्चे पैदा करने की मशीन बनेगी। इसको एक ब्रांड की तरह यूज किया जाएगा। इसको एक आइडियल की तरह यूज किया जाएगा। केरला स्टोरी के अगेंस्ट क्यों मध्य प्रदेश की लड़की को केरल में ले जाके शिफ्ट किया गया, जबकि केरल पिछले 1 महीने का अगर आप लोग रिकॉर्ड देखो, जितनी भी कोर्ट मैरिड हुई है उसमें 50 से ज्यादा लड़कियां हिंदू है जिनकी मुस्लिम लड़कों के साथ शादी हुई। इस पूरे लव जिहाद में एक सिस्टम काम करता है। लाइक ये कोई लड़की है और मैंने दोस्ती की, एक सामान्य दोस्ती है। मैंने कुछ लड़के ले जाकर इससे फिर दोस्ती करवाई कि ये मेरे फ्रेंड्स है, ये मेरे फ्रेंड्स है, ये मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये मेरा फ्रेंड है। तो इन लोगों का क्या काम है, इस लड़की के सामने मुझे हीरो की तरह पेश करना। मतलब अरे और बहुत शानदार लड़का है, बहुत अच्छा लड़का है, कभी किसी हिंदू मुस्लिम नहीं करता है, इंसानियत इसके अंदर। ये लड़की के दिमाग के अंदर एक कोना बनाना है मेरे लिए। मैं क्या करूंगा, इस लड़की की दोस्ती कुछ लड़कियों से करवाऊंगा। ये मेरे साथ में पड़ी है, ये ऐसा है वैसा है, चलो आप लोग बैठो, मैं आप लोगों के लिए चाय कॉफी लेके आता हूँ। मैं जैसे ही गया, अरे और क्या लड़का है यार, मैं पिछले 2 सालों से पीछे पड़ी हूँ, घास ही नहीं डाल रहा। इस लड़की के दिमाग के अंदर एक चीज आ गया, मेरा अब्दुल ऐसा नहीं है। हाँ, जबकि अब्दुल एक प्लानिंग के साथ काम कर रहा है। तो एक फिल्म की तरह बनाया जाता है। आपका दिमाग संतुलित है, आपका कोई भी ब्रेन वॉश नहीं कर पाएगा। आपके ब्रेन को डिसबैलेंस करने के लिए दवाइयों का उपयोग किया जाता है। डाइजापाम, बार्बिटूरिस और एलएसडी जैसी दवाइयां ब्रेन वॉश करने के अंदर सबसे ज्यादा कारगर यूज करते हैं ये लोग। कोई बोले ना ये लव जिहाद नाम की कोई चीज नहीं होती है, एक कंटाप रखना खींच के साले का। इतनी स्वतंत्रता के साथ आज यहाँ खड़े रहकर आप सुन रहे हो ना, किसी मजहब के अंदर इतनी स्वतंत्रता नहीं है। सबसे अच्छा आप लोगों का सनातन धर्म ही है। जिंदगी भर शादी मत करो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। काले कुत्ते से शादी कर लो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। एक सड़े से जूते जैसी शक्ल वाले से शादी कर लो, लेकिन किसी कट्टर मजहबी वाले से एक कदम भी आप लोग आगे मत बढ़ाना, नहीं तो जिंदगी नर्क से भी बदतर हो जाएगी। मैं फिजिकली ट्रेन कर सकता हूँ, पंच मारो मुंह तोड़ दो, सब कुछ सिखा सकता हूँ, लेकिन अगर आपके दिमाग को किसी ने हाईजैक कर लिया ना, तो वहां से उस अनसेफ जोन से निकल पाना आपके लिए मुश्किल हो जाएगा।
Okay, now I am going to let me remove this. Okay, Rishi has come. Yes, Rishi.
नमस्ते दादा।
Hmm.
नमस्ते घड़ का पानी और बाकी सभी को भी।
नारायण
ये
नारायण सभी
टॉपिक
को नारायण।
नारायण,
Go ahead.
ये 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 विषय तो मेरे सर के ऊपर से जाएगा, पर आप लोग पहले शुरू कीजिए। मतलब मैं कुछ ही
Okay,
हद तक बोल
तो
सकता हूँ इस विषय पे।
हाँ, मेरे कमेंट ले लेते हैं कि व्हाट पीपल आर सेइंग। अच्छा, जो भी whoever is
ये
watching this,
सबकी
okay,
सबकी
do
होगी
subscribe. Wait, do subscribe to the channel, because your subscription will help us to do more such videos. So subscribe and help us as well. If you can, use the QR code or become channel member, so you can talk to us as well. But we are about to hit 2000 subscribers, so it would be very helpful for us if you can help us reach that. We have a comment here. Shatpata
हाँ,
Brahmana, approximate.
हाँ रुकिए रुकिए
हाँ वही।
अब ऋषि आप करिए, चलिए आप ही
हाँ, तो यहाँ पे
शुरू
कमेंट सेक्शन में कुछ कम्युनिटी के लोग आए हैं जिनको बहुत दर्द हुई है। तो यहाँ पे जो व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड पे जो चलता रहता है वही यहाँ पे पेस्ट किए जा रहे हैं, तो इसको ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं दे तो बेहतर है।
ऑफ कोर्स।
उनका बोलते हैं ना बंगाली में, तो वही है। इनकी दौर इतने तक ही है, वही व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड डाल के ही चलता है इनका सब कुछ। हाँ, खड़गवानी जी आप बताइए।
लोगों को लेकिन हमारे किसी व्यूअर्स को संशय नहीं होना चाहिए उनके मन में, तो उनके लिए हम लोग इसको स्पष्ट कर देते हैं कि प्रजापति लेटर एसोसिएटेड विद ब्रह्मा डेवलप, ये जो जो भी ये कचरा लिखा है, तो पहली बात व्हाट्सएप फॉरवर्ड है, और दूसरी बात कि भाई हमारा कोई ऐसे जो शगुन ब्रह्म है वो एक तो है नहीं, जो शगुन ब्रह्म है वो करोड़ों अनंत है, अनंत, वो उसका आप हिसाब नहीं लगा सकते। तो उनमें से जो ये बोलना चाहता है वो ब्रह्मा जी और सरस्वती जी के विवाह को लेके बोल रहे हैं। तो वो जो सरस्वती जी है वो अलग है, वो भिन्न है, और हम जो सरस्वती जी को जानते हैं वो भिन्न है। और ठीक है, अभी मैं भी बहुत कुछ बोलना चाहूंगा, लेकिन वो ऋषि जी उनको पसंद नहीं आएगा, तो ठीक है मैं यही तक सीमित रहता हूँ।
हाँ, छोड़
अच्छा
दीजिए
ये जो भी,
वो
अच्छा अच्छा
ज्यादा
नहीं,
खींचते
अच्छा
हैं।
ये जो भी व्यक्ति है, अ, भाई अगर तुम 7 जन्म भी ले लोगे ना, तो तुम मनुष्य में देखो तो एम तो पढ़ नहीं पाओगे। ठीक है, तुमको तो पंचर ही साटना है। ठीक है, जब पंचर ही साटना है, जब ठोकना ही है, तो काहे इतना मोबाइल इस्तेमाल करते हो? जाके पंचर साटो, उसी में मजा आएगा तुमको।
ये
ओके।
मोदी जी की गलती है और अंबानी जी की, ये इंटरनेट इतना सस्ता करके और
हाँ, मेरे
सब्सिडी
ख्याल से
देके।
इसका कुछ इलाज इलाज करना चाहिए।
जी, वसुंधरा जी जी।
बिल्कुल सही कहा। ओके, ओके, सो वी गोइंग टू डिस्कस फ्यू मोर थिंग्स।
हम्म।
अच्छा मैंने, okay, yeah, Rishi, you start. I'm going to take a few.
हाँ नहीं, कमेंट्स ले लेते हैं
Okay,
सारा, उसके बाद करते हैं, फिर वो बोलेंगे, फिर
हाँ
कमेंट
हाँ
आएगा, फिर वो करेंगे।
हाँ, okay, so this is some artards are here who don't, because unlike some cultures there are no, yes, there is actually a contract, not even a contract. We don't want to go into that.
हम्म।
Correct
वही
the
बात।
previous comments which were there. The also incident showing up a creator fell on the creation, and they are not human, but still it matters. Okay, so this is, yes, exactly, correct. But most people are cannot understand this now because they only read one book. So unfortunately, that one book is not in English, so they cannot understand the English. So, so because correct that book is in other language, so how they can understand
Yeah.
all these things?
Also, right? They don't study their book. They only memorize it and just blurt it out every time.
Exactly. And they're actually banned. They're actually like they are prohibited from actually understanding, because they are
देखिए,
told that you will memorize this,
हाँ
and if you need any answers, you need to ask the pot bellied person for explanation.
जी, तो ये कमेंट लेता है, रुकिए।
Hmm.
We follow our vivek, our
Hmm.
consciousness. We don't have
Hmm.
to believe in a आसमान किताब which cannot be changed and challenged. ये जो है, ठीक है, ये
Hmm.
आपका विवेक, आपका कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं है। ये जिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप बोल रहे हो, वो ये मतलब ये चीज, ये कॉन्शियसनेस वाला चीज जहाँ से आ रहा है, ये चीज आ रहा है क्रिश्चियनिज्म से। ठीक है, ये ना तो हमारा है, ना ये आपका कोई इंडिपेंडेंट थॉट है। ये थॉट आपको दिया गया है कि आपको लगता है कि आप कैसे कॉन्शियसनेस से कुछ डिसाइड कर लोगे। ठीक है, आपका इंटेलेक्चुअल जो है वो विकृत विकृत होने के लिए है, वो आप कुछ भी कर लो। मतलब चलिए एग्जांपल से समझते हैं, वी डोंट हैव टू बिलीव इन आसमानी किताब व्हिच कैन नॉट बी, ठीक है, तो वी फॉलो आवर। तो जो ये विवेक है, ये क्या है विवेक? देखिए, अगर आप जो है मनुष्य या फिर दूसरे जो हम लोग एनिमल जीव जंतु बोलते हैं, तो हम सभी पशु के श्रेणी में आते हैं। तो अगर हम सभी पशु के श्रेणी में आते हैं, तो हम क्यों, एक मिनट, ऋषि जी किधर गया? अच्छा,
He's
जस्ट
coming,
एंड
coming, coming. You
तो
continue, continue.
हम क्यों इस समाज में ऐसा स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्म से रहते हैं, क्यों हमारे इधर लॉ है, क्यों बाकी पशुओं में जो है वो नेचुरल लॉ से चलते हैं। तो क्या जो नेचुरल लॉ से चलते हैं, तो क्या हम उन उन पशुओं को अपने हिसाब से नीचे मानते हैं कि ऊपर मानते हैं? हम नीचे ही मानते हैं ना कि हाँ, वो पशु है, उस पे उतना विवेक नहीं है, वो कभी भी झपट्टा मार देगा, आपको वो हार्म कर देगा, ये कर देगा। पर एक मनुष्य जो आम तौर पर बैठा होगा, वो तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कभी भी उठ के आपको एक झापड़ लगा दे। मतलब अगर कोई सुस्त मतलब स्वस्थ मस्तिष्क वाला बंदा है, तो ये जो पशु जो एक लायन है, टाइगर है और आप हो, तो उसको बाँटता कौन है? वो धर्म बाँटता है कि आपको लगता है कि ये नहीं करना, ये नहीं ये करना है। तो वो ऐसे एकदम से आता नहीं है, ऊपर से टपकता नहीं है। वो वो आपको संस्कार दिया जाता है कि ऐसे करना होता है। तो इसीलिए ये विवेक और कॉन्शसनेस वाला बात तो ये क्रिश्चियनिज़्म के लिबरलिज़्म से आया कि हम जो है सभी को चैलेंज कर देंगे, सभी को बदल देंगे। तो हमें इस पे नहीं पड़ना है। ऋषि जी, आप थोड़ा बताइए इस पे?
हाँ, ये एक डीप टॉपिक है। इस पे किसी और दिन तो अच्छे से कर सकते हैं एक चर्चा, विमर्शदा और खड़गपानी। अभी के लिए थोड़ा सा ही कह देता हूँ कि ये जो हम कॉन्शियस की बात करते हैं कि हमारा खुद का एक फैकल्टी है, उससे हम डेवलप कर सकते हैं खुद के थियरीज एंड इवन डूज एंड डोंट्स, ये होता है नहीं रियल लाइफ में। होता क्या है कि हम लोग किसी और महान लोगों के ही पथ पर चलते हैं, जो कि नियम है दुनिया का। रेनेग्राड ने तो इसको लेके बहुत अच्छे से एक थ्योरी भी दी है, मिमेटिक थ्योरी। लोग उसको देख सकते हैं डीपली इस विषय पे जानना हो। जो जो ये कॉन्शियस थ्योरी है, वो ऐसे खुद को पॉजिट करता है कि हम लोग बहुत कुछ लेके पैदा हुए हैं, एज इफ वी आर एंडाउड विथ मेनी क्वालिटीज इनबॉर्न। जब आए हैं तब बुद्धि लेके आए हैं, तब नॉलेज लेके आए हैं कि क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं। वैसा भाषा भी नहीं पता
एग्ज़ैक्टली।
होता हमको। माता पिता सिखाते हैं तब भाषा आती है हमें बोलना। भाषा जब वोकेबुलरी
जी,
नहीं आती तो क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए उसका ज्ञान कहाँ से आएगा। तो वो छोड़ देते हैं। पहले हम अपने आप को इतना तुच्छ माने कि हम लोगों को कुछ आता नहीं है, जस्ट लाइक सोक्रेटिस सेड दैट वी आर इग्नोरेंट। इतना मान के चले, वही हमारे लिए बेहतर है। फिर हम बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं उस इससे। अ, विमर्शदा खड़गपानी, आप लोग बताइए मेरे इस विचार पे।
Okay, we can also take his comment as well. Selavi saying we can choose to believe or not to believe. We can choose believe parts of it or not believe parts of it. Unlike 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 you, we have free will. Okay, so Slevin, I would request ke study little bit of Mandukya Upanishad, because Mandukya Upanishad is very small. It is 8 lines or like 4 stanzas, correct? Rishi, it's the smallest Upanishad, correct? In
Yeah,
existence.
it's the smallest.
Hmm. Yeah, so study little bit of
Yes,
Mandukya
yes.
Upanishad. Okay, so what Rishi is saying and what you are saying is very interesting and very important to understand things. You don't have to like get into an argument who is right or who is wrong. That is again not the conversation here, right or wrong. Study little bit more Mandukya Upanishad. You will get one more perspective of like how do you define self, because Vedanta or Upanishads are
जी,
about defining who you are. So are
ओके,
you
तो
a thinking mind, are you a believing mind, or uh, many aspect of it?
हाँ,
Yeah,
तो
bolo.
टॉपिक से हम लोग थोड़ा डिवियल हो जा रहे हैं। इसके लिए हम
Hmm.
एक पूरा ही एक संस्करण रखेंगे, जिसपे हम
Hmm.
नीरज जी हमारे ही एक बड़े अच्छे स्कॉलर रिसर्चर है, और
Hmm.
ऋषि जी हम सभी होंगे, तो उसपे ये सब विस्तृत रूप से चर्चा की जाएगी।
हाँ,
अभी आज के
और
टॉपिक
मुझे
पे वापस आते
नहीं,
हैं,
हाँ, वेट वेट
और
वेट, आई
सभी
नीड
से
टू
विनती है
वेट,
कि हाँ,
आई नीड टू शो वन मोर वीडियो। एक और वीडियो दिखाना है रुको। वो
जी,
भी
जी,
काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है क्योंकि उस पे बहुत सारा चीज़ें, थोड़ा सा हम पूरा देखेंगे, थोड़ा सा कम देखेंगे। let me-
कहाँ से हैं आप?
मैं फैजाबाद।
फिरोजाबाद उत्तर प्रदेश।
हाँ।
क्या नाम है आपका?
स्वालीन।
स्वालीन। आप हिंदू हैं मुस्लिम हैं?
मुसलमान।
मुसलमान हैं। क्या प्रकरण है आपका?
लग जिहाद का।
लव जिहाद का। तो कैसे आपको यहाँ की जानकारी हुई?
मैं सोशल मीडिया के देखे पोस्ट देखा था मैंने
तो
आपको।
सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से आपने देखा था। तो लव जिहाद किसके साथ हुआ और कौन करा रहा है?
लग जिहाद ऐसे हुआ है कि तबलीगी जमात थी।
तबलीगी जमात?
हाँ, मैं जुड़ा था, 4 साल हो गए थे जुड़ा था। जब मैं नाबालिग था इतनी समझ भी नहीं थी मुझे, तो जुड़ा था। तो मैं जमात के लाइन से ही जुड़कर, एक फीलिंग ही जमात थी, फीलिंग लड़की की।
अच्छा।
तो मैं लड़की के लाइन में आया। तो आने के बावजूद भी तो मेरे साथ में लव जिहाद करा।
वो लड़की?
हाँ, लड़की ने लव जिहाद
ये वाला
करा।
है क्या?
हाँ, लड़की चाहिए।
ये लड़की है और ये आप हो?
हाँ जी, आप हैं।
इसने लव जिहाद में क्या किया?
इसने लव जिहाद में मेरा पैसा लिया, 2.5 लाख रुपए करीब
2.5 लाख रुपया
लिया।
अच्छा।
इसने मेरा लिया।
तो मतलब उसके 2.5 लाख रुपया ये कैश लिया किसी
नहीं,
तरह?
इसने हौले हौले करके लिया। मोबाइल भी लिया मुझसे, मोबाइल लिया, सैमसंग ये 55 मोबाइल लिया मेरा। बाकी मेरी चीजें उसने ली हैं ऐसी, मेरी बहुत सी चीजें ऐसी ली हैं उसने।
अच्छा, तो ये लव जिहाद का प्रक्रिया में कैसे आप हमारे दर्शक को या किसी अधिकारी को कैसे बताएंगे, कैसे कैसे लव जिहाद
आम हो रहा है, किस तरीके से?
हाँ।
लव जिहाद इस तरीके से आम हुआ है कि हम जैसे लोगों को, नौजवानों को लिया जाता है।
अच्छा।
उनके दिमागों को घुमाया जाता है। तो घुमाने के तरीके से ही हम लोग फिसल जाते हैं इस तरीके से। फीलिंग जमात उन्होंने अलग बना रखी है छुपा के। लड़कियों की जमात अलग बनाई है जो दिखा नहीं रहे, जिसके अध्यक्ष
ये भी लड़कियों में है?
हाँ, जिसके अध्यक्ष जो क्या बोलते हैं, जिनके अध्यक्ष एक और है अपने, क्या बोलते हैं, दिल्ली के मरकज के महबूब मदनी भी हैं, जो अभी जो मुद्दा चल रहा है इनके जो वाला
महमूद मदनी।
हाँ, महबूब मदनी के मुद्दा चल रहा है। तबलीगी जमात जो खुद बहुत ज्यादा फंड खा रहे हैं।
ये फंड कहाँ से आता है?
विदेशी फंड आता है इनसे। रमजानों में समझ जाते तो रमजान में फंड आता है विदेशी।
रमजान में फंड
आता गरीब लोगों के लिए है, जो आम लोग गरीब होते हैं उनके लिए फंड आता है। मांगते जी नहीं, हाथ फैला के भी मगर उनको देते नहीं है, खा दे ही लोग जाते हैं। मरकज में लगा लेते हैं। मरकज से क्या होता है, क्या 3 बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, 3 बच्चे पढ़ रहे 500 है। आता 2000 के लिए, जो 1500 बच्चे को कहाँ ले जाते हैं ये पैसा, ये खा कर जाते हैं। कौन सा भी लड़कियों के लिए लोन ने बनाया इस्लामिक इंटर कॉलेज, खर्चे 10% करते हैं, बाकी सारा मुसलमान के जैसे यार दोस्त हैं हिंदू, तो उनको लेके आओ, फंसाएंगे हम।
अच्छा, ये मुस्लिम लोगों से कहेंगे कि आप हिंदुओं को ले आओ,
फंसाएंगे। जैसे हमारे यार दोस्त हो गए कुछ हिंदू हैं, तो आज लेकर आओ, कराओ। तो इस तरीके से ही इस चीज को टारगेट करते हैं।
तो ये कहाँ पर इनका कोई ब्रांच सेंटर वगैरह है?
ये सेंटर है इनका, है क्यों नहीं है? समर दिल्ली के अंदर बैठा है, मरकज है।
मैंने ये सब जगह है
जो मेन मरकज दिल्ली का ही है ये,
और शाखाएं अलग अलग है?
शाखाएं अलग अलग हैं, जड़ वही है। दिल्ली का मरकज है, जड़ वही है।
ये धर्मांतरण वगैरह भी कराते हैं?
जो सब कुछ है, सब अंडरग्राउंड चलता है, और इनको विदेशी फंड से ताकत मिलती है।
तो ये प्रूफ कैसे, मतलब आपको अगर देना होगा किसी अधिकारी को कुछ करना हो तो कैसे प्रूफ करेंगे?
अधिकारी को प्रूफ इस तरीके से मैं कर सकता हूँ कि मुझे पता है कौन सा फंड कहाँ से आ रहा है। रमजान के अंदर एक ऐसा महीना होता है ना कि पकड़ सकते हैं, खुलकर पकड़ सकते हैं।
अच्छा,
खुल के पकड़ सकते हैं।
Okay, so we're not going to play the whole video, it's very long, but you get the understanding, correct? Nothing happens without cash flow. If you do not have money to fund anything or to ask anything to get things done, you cannot do anything. So only emotions does not pay your bills, but money does. So end of the day, it is the cash flow which is sustaining this, which is spreading this, and it all happens because of money being paid, money changing hands. And how you have a lot of zombies in India. So we have one more zombie here who doesn't understand a lot of things. So these zombies and people who are there on top of who are getting a lot of money from other sources. And that, yes, so Rishi, I think we are able to like tell people how cash flow is enabling this, how well built, well managed, sustained ecosystem uh, which actually runs this. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So these schemes are run through many channels, right? Which are planned mostly by a structure, or what should I say, an institution which is a very community-based institution. Um, it springs up in every cities, every nook and corner. We get to see them, and then we see they take donations off of people for doing charity work, quote unquote, and then this flows into various channels where uh, illegal cash flow, especially, moves through hawala, and all of these things are also included in it. And then there are certain structures as well, which plan these things as to how they should be um, executed,
No,
if I could say so.
actually, yes. Actually, one more thing. See, generally we see the outcome. The outcome is that Riddhi Jadhav has become Aisha. Now we are seeing the outcome. Okay. Now we think, and the brain doesn't want to think in very complex things because brain is a very expensive organ. So when we see the outcome that Riddhi Jadhav has become Aisha, and we think, okay, is that Riddhi Jadhav girl dumb, stupid? Is she not educated? Wasn't she went to school? Doesn't she have her own mind to think? So a lot of things, and then we make up our own mind that okay, that girl must have been stupid, or you are comparing again. You are comparing yourself to others, and that is something we do always. We see Mukesh Ambani having billions of dollars, and we say, why I don't have that kind of money? Because you are not Mukesh Ambani, or you are not somebody who has a lot of money. And that is something we do inherently without thinking that we are doing something wrong. It is maybe some issue with upbringing, society has changed, a lot of things has happened, and that has distorted our way to see reality. So in that context, understand every simple thing. Take example, this book, Shatru Bodh Swayam Bodh. Correct. This is the book I have bought, and it has pages, it has ink. But does this mean that I can write one more book with ink, paper, and binding? Answer is no. Mr. Pankaj Saxena first might have had a thought in his mind that I need to write this book. Why there was a thought in his mind to write this book? Because he would have saw something, he would have experienced something that put the thought in his mind. When the thought came, then he read a lot of things. He would have read, and then he would have taken many years to write this book. And while writing this book, he would have done more research on the topic itself. He would have met people. So this outcome is 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We don't know how much years of very complex work, which you and I cannot do. So oversimplification of things is something we do it without trying to understand that a simple act can have a very complex system behind it to produce something. Yeah, Rishi.
True, true, true. Most of our, uh, what should I say, most of our endeavors are based on such complex nitty-gritties in our life. Uh, Especially in this case,
Yeah,
though,
and
I think. Mhm.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, Dada, you were saying something important, please.
No, 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 no. What I was trying to say is that correct. The article that I read, correct. So at the end of this article, correct, it talks about society, because there is a collective behavior, there is the individual behavior. Some part of our behavior is collective in nature, some part of behavior is individual in nature. I am, let's say, vegetarian. That is an individual behavior, because I have a belief that eating meat is a cruelty, and that's why generally people will not eat meat or any other products which has animals involved, and they will only consume vegetable. that is something which is an individual behavior. But you are consuming food, okay, or you are washing your hand to then eat your food. Washing your hand becomes a collective behavior, because the society has told you that what your hands are, once your hands are dirty, you need to wash them and then consume food, because that keeps you healthy. So your health is a social concern, not an individual concern. Now there can be multiple examples. So when a event happens that Riddhi Jadhav becomes Aisha, there are some specific individual things which happen, and there are a lot of uh, societal things, social behavior which happens. Now we need to understand the whole process. We need to isolate both of these, the social behavior part and the individual behavior part, and then try to put them together, analyze them to understand what exactly happened, the mechanism which are at work, which produces these kinds of results. Yeah, Rishi.
True, true, absolutely. So let's start with the individual, because individuals have, at the end of the day, these individuals make the society, after all, a collection of individuals. So what do we see in the case
Yeah,
of individuals? Uh,
go ahead.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So these individuals, what kind of upbringings do they inherit, especially in today's world? Quite free, if I say so. Even in tier two
Yeah,
towns as well,
y-
we see that a lot.
yes, no, yes, but that upbringing is the correct, is a kind of a correct, social in nature, correct, the upbringing part, correct. Respect your elders, example, correct. That is told to everybody, at least in our correct, our tradition, in our Hindu way, the way we are brought up. So respecting your elders is a kind of a social behavior. It is not different for any other person,
True, true.
correct.
Especially it comes from parents as well. As well, parents teach you when they, um, like when a kid is taken in front of Samaj, and an elderly person comes in front, then every parents has this whole routine of पैर छुओ पैर छुओ अभी. So these things they teach the parents. So such customs come through parents, and then we also see relatives also teaching. Of course, granted that the child is born in a joint family. Right now, even that luxury has ended. But what do we see right now, especially in modern, what should I say, upper middle class societies, or even middle class societies as well? Those who are aspiring to be very modern, we see that there is a callousness. At least that's what I see. So this whole respect
Exactly.
thing, if a child doesn't do, there is no repercussion for the child, Dada. You'll see.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
there is no repercussion for any wrongs.
Exactly.
In fact, right now it's like, okay, children should be given independence. Children should not be, uh, what should I say, corporal punishment क्या बोलते हैं उसको, मतलब पीटना विटना नहीं है उसको, लाइक जैसे होता था कि पहले हम लोग के जमाने में तो बेल्ट या फिर हैंगर से पीटा जाता था अगर कुछ गलत कर दिए तो. अब तो वो भी चला गया है, नहीं 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 मत पीटो. If the child is doing wrong, fine enough, we can cajole him and try to reform him through those ways. We shouldn't be very physical at all. We are not uncivilized, we are not barbarians. We treat our child with so much of care, educated na. So these sort of behaviors we see. Well, what happens after
Yes.
that? So
Okay.
this
So
incentivizes.
yes, yes.
Kalman.
Hmm. हाँ, exactly. Incentivize. अभी for let's take the example of the Riddhi Jadhav, the girl we are talking about here. There is a classic example of how how many of these luxuries are happening, and how they're how they came out as an icon. That if you become like one, then you will end up like this. So first of all, that is that if you see her comments about Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma, or as she grew up in the family, or as she grew up like नाम के वास्ते जो वो पैदा हो गई जिधर हिंदू for, for say. So she uses like मतलब she demean it and like uses like harsh words and okay, make it look like a matriarchal, and every uga buga words she knows she throws at it. Okay, now why she does that? Why she does that? Why she has the ability to question Hinduism, and she thinks takes an entitlement feeling about it. Nocturnal Patriot, would you like to say something?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you're
Yes.
audible.
Yeah, so I believe the issue lies somewhere with how they were raised. It was because, I mean, the previous generation, when they migrated from, say, they migrated for a better lifestyle, they migrated from the village to the urban area, in many cases, seeking a government job. They accumulated a lot of ego thinking of themselves as self made. So they thought that by breaking away from their roots, breaking away from the family, like it was a coping mechanism. They thought that we win some, we lose some. They
Okay,
think that
hold your thought. Hold your thought.
yes,
It's
yes.
very very important. Isn't isn't that a reality that a lot of Hindu families are dysfunctional in a lot of ways, which actually creates these kinds of mindsets or perspective on the children which they brought up.
But my point,
Go ahead.
yes, but you mean nuclear families?
In see what I
In
am see
general,
let
in general, people
hmm,
leave joint family ecosystems for financial self-sufficiency. So in a joint family ecosystem, the problem arises when there's a clash in interests. You have different brothers want to give better lifestyle to their individual child, so there's a bit of selfishness there. Like generally in a joint family ecosystem, where in the earlier days when there was a plot of land, and that
hmm,
plot of land fed everyone, so by cultivating that piece of land, regardless of whether the people go out to work, they
hmm,
are able to at least, I mean, run the minimal expenses of the family. So nobody goes
hmm,
hungry. But now
hmm,
people don't have plots of land in many cases. They think that by selling off the plot of land, they can buy a better house in the city and maybe find a better opportunity elsewhere, breaking away from the family system. The moment they break away from the family system, what happens is the parents themselves, it becomes a system of the parents and the child, and the entire focus of the parents is on the child. The In the same manner, like there's a lot of like, since the parents themselves are busy, they can't give much time to the child. So uh, they kind of overcompensate by not regulating the child when the child needs to be, like the child goes through a concerning period, adolescence and so on. So somehow, since the child never knows regulation, like in a joint family ecosystem, what happens is if the parents don't have time, somebody else takes care of the child. So that problem never happens. All the children are treated equally. The
okay,
moment
hold on,
they are in a
hold
nuclear
on,
system, yes,
hold on just a minute, because you are very important part and you know what you would like what I'm going to say. See, you are born, you were raised in a correct in maybe in a Bengali Hindu family, correct?
yes,
And you had a thing called para
yes,
or the neighborhood.
yes, yes,
Now even in 70s and 70s and 80s, okay, 80s,
mhm,
the child, let's say you are a 5-year old or a 7 or a 10-year old, correct? Your parents have enough all the rights on you, and the person, the kaku or some old age person or a
Yes.
middle aged person,
Yes.
correct, or your neighbors,
Exactly.
correct. They have enough. They
They
can
used to have a
call
right.
you,
Exactly.
they can scold you, they can
Yes.
thrash you. They
Yes.
also love you.
Exactly.
So, so again, see why I'm saying it's a dysfunctional family. My
Yes.
what I'm trying to say is that a child is a society. See, a child is raised by a society, not by the
Exactly. The
parents.
child belongs to the family, belongs to the society. The child
A
doesn't just belong
child,
to the parents.
exactly. You see, in most cases, in most cases, what will happen is that the father and mother, especially father, would be going to go and earn a living, okay, and
Yes.
mother, because she's a first time mother, she doesn't know how to raise a child. So
Exactly.
practically child is raised by the grandparents.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
practically the
That
first
is what
child
used to
is
happen.
raised, first child was raised by the grandparents, not by
Yes.
the
And
parents,
the
because
uncles and
they don't
aunts.
know uncles and aunts. So
Yes.
it's a social responsibility. That's why what I'm saying is that
Yes.
being a Hindu nuclear family, you are living in a dysfunctional family because you don't have grandparents at the
Yes.
first place.
Yes.
And that's why you see overcompensation. That's why you see the case of, I don't know how the family was, but in generally, what you will see is nuclear families.
And also the
Parents,
case of the coping mechanism when the parents
hmm,
think that they made these sacrifices, they made these compromises for a better lifestyle,
hmm,
and that they depended on nobody, they are self-made.
hmm,
The moment the
hmm,
self-made term is coming in, narcissism
hmm,
hits in. It means they think that they made their future themselves, therefore they
hmm,
can handle everything. When when the bad times come and they can't handle stuff because they didn't give time to their child,
hmm.
then they don't know what to do because they cut off the support systems themselves. They thought they could handle everything. Unfortunately, you can't.
See, if you see, correct, if you see in Gujarat, specifically Gujarat, I was in Ahmedabad airport, okay, not too my like few months ago, and I saw group of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people traveling, where they were kids, they were parents, they were in-laws, and they were some cases also grandparents and other family people. They're traveling in groups of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
And
These are
that
the
used to
people who are
happen even
traveling.
in our parents' generation. Now it's totally gone.
Mm. So why you have a safer society in Gujarat compared to Bengal?
ये देखो बंगाली विदेशी लोग गुड रहा हूँ इनको।
Good question.
हाँ, so after okay, so why?
हाँ,
The why answer lies on what things you are teaching your kids and what things you are spreading to the society as an individual. ठीक है, the term we call as संस्कार. तो आप कौन से गुण और संस्कार अपने बच्चों और समाज में मतलब वो फैला रहे हैं. To the Gujaratis, and they have a greater sense of like good sense of bond of community. Okay, they want to stick together. They want to help each other. They want to nurture each other, cultivate
The
each other.
other thing is that generally, I mean, people who are business minded know that, I mean, at least since business, and that's another reason why business thrives in Gujarat. Uh, you have, I mean, family members investing on a common business together. That gives them incentive to stick together. But
Yes.
in Bengal, there used to be the plots of land. Now there is no land. So no incentive to stick together. Everybody has to go out and fend for himself or herself. Automatically narcissism kicks in.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is there. Like wherever you have this job driven economy, even in UP, you see like in Kanpur, in Allahabad, uh, wherever the Sarkari Babu system has hit in, narcissism follows. You go to Madras, like the first presidencies, I mean, Calcutta presidency, Madras presidency, wherever the British created the Sarkari Babu system, all this happened. And as
Yes.
soon as they received promotions in their job, they started looking down on the people who did not
See,
make
this
these
is
compromises.
after all, this is liberalism. This is
I mean,
liberalism indoctrinated in
that is
their
what they prefer
DNA.
tagging themselves as, because it helps them
Yes,
feel different. It helps them feel special.
I mean they sold their daughters for little. I mean they sold their daughters literally. They sold their daughters for the sake of liberalism or liberty, so-called liberty. Like I'm a liberal. They sold their daughters in Bengal,
And
at
with
least we
time,
know
and
many
with
cases.
time,
Many cases.
they stop going back to their roots, and they just wait for the day when the last person staying in the village dies, and the plot of land is sold for money.
Exactly.
So that is what the land
And
becomes.
then and the that
For a
fake
while,
sense
for
of
some time, it was
nostalgia.
still a backup
The
option that if
exactly.
somebody loses his or her job, they can go back to the piece of land and make money. But eventually, they realize that it's better to sell off and buy a flat or something. So,
Or
they are basically
mostly
losing the
brag
asset total.
about, yes, or mostly, or maybe brag about their nostalgic kicks in their office talks, small office talks.
Yes.
Oh, we had such majestic building in our back in our village home, and this that, वगैरह वगैरह.
All these become stories.
Okay, now let's again topic
The money that they earn could have been used to maintain that house, but no, they use it to buy
yes.
cars and ACs and refrigerators, and they sell that land to get more money to buy more luxury items
Yes,
or
yes,
better
exactly.
flats.
Now it's a comment I see. Okay, in a podcast on
Mm-hmm.
UGC with Kushal says there's no systematic discrimination on UC, like there is no systematic LJ happening from on Hindus. Well, the comment pretty much speaks for itself, I guess. I mean, we do not. I mean, I don't see there's any need to elaborate.
By the way, so
Mm.
from the thoughts of Nocturnal, I think we can proceed to say this as well, right? विमर्शदा, that जब घर के लोग छोड़ देते हैं आपको संस्कार देना, then it creates a
Exactly.
vacuum, and there is never a vacuum in nature. तो
Now,
बाहर वाले
now,
देना
Yes,
चालू करते हैं.
yes,
yes. Our
exactly,
biggest
exactly.
betrayal comes from the point where we are the most vulnerable. We depend on our parents most. We depend on our family support system most. When our parents betray
Yes.
us silently,
Now,
that is
as
the biggest
as
betrayal.
as exactly as our
So this
as
is a, I
as our
mean, when the
Vimarsh
family fails
showed
you,
earlier.
the support system
Yes,
is gone.
as Vimarsh just showed earlier, and read an article, also many videos that this LJ love jihad thing is not a random thing. It's properly systematic. It's done proper way. Like we know that. I mean, Kerala story and other things are just truth. Matlab they are true, and yeah, and how they have shown that how much they pay for a particular girl, like a particular girl of a particular jati or varna, like Brahmin girls, like they literally use the word sells, like the Brahmin girl sells for more money than predecessor. Now, now luxury is not the only thing. Like luxury funding is not the only thing enabling the luxury. It's actually more broader thing that is feminism. It is that left liberal, that feminism, that feminists, they are enabling it. Okay. So when people mostly talk about Lobja, they see an okay, a group of guys targeting some
There is a
particular
lot
girl,
of loneliness
and
in the
then
society.
make
A lot of loneliness. I mean, those
exactly,
ladies,
yeah,
they feel very isolated because uh, their parents don't like. There's no authoritative role at all in their life. Like they don't have anybody they
yes,
can support on. They've been told that
yes.
they can do whatever they
Now,
want.
this is the problem. That as we will say, authoritative role. Now, the point is that very
Exactly.
moment the feminists will get charged and oh, so ladies need authoritative. Ladies need
Yeah.
authority to be ruled upon. So now they are enabling this thing. Okay, so this is not like a small issue to be tackled with. Yeah. Now, first of all, let's go, let's let's come back to the female psychology. Like जो स्त्री होती है, वो नारी होती है, उसका जो सोच है, उसकी जो भावनाएं है और उसका जो गठन है, वो पुरुष से तो भिन्न है। अब भिन्न है, किस मात्रा में भिन्न है और क्यों भिन्न है? जी बताइए ऋषि जी।
Who is going to answer this?
Oh my God. मुझे क्यों? It's too hard for me, but हाँ, एक बात है, like so we can take examples from biology, right? विमर्श दा कि it said कि females grow faster than males. ये हमेशा से देखा गया है, it's recorded. So they also excel in क्या बोलते हैं, like academics and all. तब बोला जाता है ना कि बुद्धि में बहुत, मतलब they are like very बुद्धिमान and so on and so forth. There is also what should I say, a sort of thought process which goes through women, especially in today's world, कि they are very free right now in developed societies as well as in India as well. A thinking process ऐसा हो चुका है कि like no one is going to stop them from doing anything. Like there are no boundaries for them.
Yes.
They can approach anything, especially that which can be accessed through money. It's
Now the
very easy
freedom
for them
comes
to
at a price.
go into that. Yeah.
Freedom is not, of course, freedom is not free. That comes at a price, and the price is much, much, much greater than any of the people think. Hello, जी।
Yeah. So,
हाँ तो yes, yes.
indeed. So, those freedoms, I think, create a sort of bubble for the woman, and also they are encountered with contents which are specifically made for them, which cater to feminism and which also teach them as to why they were oppressed and so on. And right now, if they are free because of the efforts
Yes.
of feminists, and they should be wary of any sort of जैसे कहते हैं बंधन, कि अगर कोई बांधना चाहे आपको, you should be able to speak out against that. ये चिंतन भी आ जाता है उनमें, we see afterwards.
Now, yes, and now they feed that this bandhan thing, this bandhan thing only comes from a particular dharma. Okay, they, I mean, dharma to ek hi hai, but anyway, that comes from the Hindu Sanatana dharma. They made like the suppose we are talking about like the feminist, and they may make them feel about okay, the Christianity, oh, this is so liberal, this has like this will, like how Red Bull gives wings, the Christianity will give you wings and you can fly and become an angel. But if you're a Hindu and keep following Hindu dharma, oh my God, you were starving. Oh my God, ऐसे जो बोलते हैं, oh, so that's virtue signaling, that fake pseudo virtue signaling that does. Now, okay, so we were talking about female psychology. Now, the just three उनके जो like the female psychology we're talking about, females are very different from us. They are very inconsistent about their feelings and all for various reasons. Like if we even see or proceed them scientifically. Uh, so the authority thing is needed. The authority will, if the authority will not be there, then they will seek it from elsewhere. Exactly what is happening now. They will keep fall. They
Hmm.
will fall for it elsewhere. Okay, so I think this was the problem. Now let's give the diagnosis of it. How people need to cure it, and how are people tackling it now? Like
I don't think
how
there
people
is any
can,
cure
is this the
unless,
right way?
because okay,
Yes.
society is now such that preaching to them won't really help. They need to acknowledge the need and make the change themselves. They need to acknowledge that
You
a change is needed. Them as in their
yes.
community.
Okay, let's talk about how the current,
because the
current
society is
group of
already
people are
progressive
tackling
enough.
it now. Yes, yes, and like for example, if we
And
say let's like
and it's very clear that they have made, I mean, they have made it amply clear that they don't need others to protect them. So if they want to decide
yes,
for themselves, this decision also needs to come from their end. Others cannot
yes,
decide
yes,
that for them
yes,
unless
yes,
they
yes,
decide it
that is
on their own.
definitely there. That
Yes.
is definitely there. But how people are like currently how people are diagnosing it, like if we say like most of the Hindu orgs or whoever works on this field, like okay, oh wow, okay, she got trapped, she got love jihaded, then okay, she produced four children, and okay, now let's do her ghar wapsi, let's make her wear a tika, and okay, so now she is a Hindu, and okay, go on, marry another Hindu person and live your life. Is this the how we will like we will cure it and it will get magically fixed, or is this wrong? And what we need to do actually?
I mean, ghar wapsi can be a medicine after, like, I mean, you can give cancer chemotherapy, but I mean, the infection has already hit.
Exactly.
The infection has already
Yes,
hit.
it has been manifested.
It's best to address the syndrome when it's, I mean, prior to its hitting.
Yes,
So
basically,
prevention is far better than cure, because once a disease hits you, it takes away a part of you.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly like community.
but there is a problem. The problem is that for 1,000 years we
Okay,
have not able to understand the problem itself. It is
I
not
mean,
a it's
the
okay,
not a
what's the
problem is
problem?
consensus. Like
no 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 no
the
not about
society,
consent,
the society
not
does not
about
agree on it. The
consensus.
society still doesn't agree that LJ is a reality.
No, no, no. I am not talking about that. I am talking about, see, this LJ
Yes,
is a very small part of a bigger problem. Correct. So that will take
yes,
another 10 hours to discuss.
Yes.
What we are looking at for 1,000 years,
No, LJ can
and
easily be LJ can be controlled by staying cautious. Yes.
no,
Are they
I'm
willing to stay
saying
cautious? We don't know, because we cannot decide
no,
that
no,
for them.
no, 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 no. Because again, correct, correct. You know that theory of Shunyavad, correct?
Yes. Go
Shun-
on.
Shunyavad, correct? Shunyavad, the theory of impermanence, correct?
Mhm.
So this book exists because the author chose to write this book. So this book is dependent on author existing, author's thought process existing. If the author did not exist, this book would not exist. So
I
this
mean, the
book is
church,
impermanent.
the charcha on LJ has begun. I mean,
No, the
if
charcha,
LJ
the
right now
charcha,
is a very public topic. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
as if
LJ is a
it's
very
a new buzzword. People know.
no,
no, no.
Whether or
okay,
not they
first of all,
admit it is a
as
different thing.
yes, yes.
Wait, wait,
So
wait, wait,
what
wait, wait.
Vimarga
See,
is trying to say, yes,
hmm.
bolo.
Okay, okay. Let me just explain it. See, what I am trying to say is that we tell this this disease is called cancer. Okay, now the
Yes,
problem lies in not that we know this disease is cancer. The problem is the way we understand how the cancer happened, the process of cancer cells growing, that process is something which we do not understand. We know love jihad, we don't know how exactly it is implemented on ground till now today, because one is that for 1,000 years we have not studied our enemy, not individuals but ideologies who want to decimate us. So
no, we
until
In the
have.
we
current
Okay,
understand,
no, 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 it's wrong.
in
It's
the
wrong.
current situation, we cannot
hmm.
reverse the social dynamics we have gone through. At most, we can increase
No,
the
no, no.
quotient level and
Yes,
increase our shatru bodh.
I am
no,
not
no, no,
saying
no.
reversion.
And
I am. Go ahead.
If we increase our
okay,
shatru bodh, the
for
rest will come automatically. But shatru bodh must come.
that is there. And oh, wait, that is there. And also, like we are like as you know, as we were shared, like for 1,000 years we are like captivated. Now, why? For 1,000 years, they didn't need a systematic thing to get built up like a love jihad thing to to grab our daughters, grab our daughters. Why? Why they did it now? Why
Because
they are
back then we
making
had
that
sound,
whole
solid,
CTF
at
about this
least we had
now?
sound family ecosystems. Back then we had sound family ecosystems. Now the family ecosystem has
Exactly,
largely been destroyed. So that support
exactly.
system is gone. So Shatrubodh needs to
Exactly.
come.
So we need to see.
Hold on. You had
Okay,
Sharmila
okay.
Tagore become. You had in 1970s Sharmila Tagore become.
She was staying in Mumbai. She had left her family.
No. I'm saying as an example. You're talking about this was happening in 1970s, 1960s. That you had
Sharmila
only
Tagore's
one
case was
example.
not
Oh,
even a case of LJ. I mean, she was from a Brahmo family, an already very
yes.
progressive family, which already had many Hindu Christian marriages, Hindu Muslim marriages. So it was not a big deal for them at all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to what happened. I am saying that this systematic way, how her children became Muslim.
She didn't have a
Is it
problem with it. That's her, but then her daughter
correct?
also.
Correct.
Let me come back to
Correct.
this. Her daughter also married a Hindu, so that's also there. So they, I mean, yes, her son became Muslim. Her daughter married a Hindu. Sohali Khan married Kunal Khemu, who is a Hindu, a Kashmiri Pandit, and they practice
Yes.
all Hindu practices. So that is also
So
there. So
she
that
cannot
must be
be
good.
taken as a case of LJ. She can be taken as a case of like what atheism and like
Yes, it's a case where they never
neoliberalism and all
cared.
that.
They didn't care. I
Yes,
mean, the mother didn't care,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
again, the daughter also.
but the person did care, correct, to make their children Muslim. I that's where the problem is, correct. The other person cares about his identity, but the other person does not. That is
Ah,
what we're talking
no,
about.
but here the thing is,
But then again, they
exactly.
allowed
So
their daughter to marry a Hindu. No? So I mean, Sharmila Tagore is a bad
It
example.
is
also,
it
okay,
It's a bad
wait
that's
it,
okay.
example.
it is no,
Hence,
wait it is not the case that they had allowed. There are a lot of things but we don't have to go there.
Okay, okay.
Ah.
Take it as okay. The person cared and she didn't care. Now the thing is that why she didn't care. First of all, as Nocturnal Patriot said, that she was not any Hindu. She was from a Brahmo family,
exactly.
and
She came from
Brahmos
a
are
Brahmo
not
background, which
Hindus.
already had
Brahmos are
plenty.
non-Hindu. They identify as a non-Hindu.
They don't even
Their
identify as
ideology
Hindus.
and their thought process is different from a Hindu.
So for them, I mean, since Brahmos don't even identify as Hindus to begin with, they have no problem with.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, it's just
Ah,
another, yet
Jim,
another
let's be
religion.
honest. I was saying that love jihad isn't matlab, new in the sense like we can make a time span of love jihad as 200 years, but not before that. Like why it was non-existent before that? Okay, now the why answer is that to fight such a big systematic barrage of attacks on you, and like our marriage institution is completely gone, we can say, like that court and all thing, we aren't even taking that into account anyway. But without fixing those things, that's LJ or the family institution even uh, going to be
And
restructured any.
right now, the marriage institution doesn't really matter because with right now the only legal marriage, at least for Hindus, is the signature on the document. So ultimately, only the legal marriage counts. Nothing else does. Everything else is just a photo session, just to please the parents and the family. So the Hindu marriage is just for sentiment value, nothing else.
Yes, yes,
It doesn't hold any other value. And back then, Hindu marriages, like, they were important because the society was present as witness, and if any problems happened, then the society would be called to intervene and ensure that the marriage issues were sorted out. Right now, the concept of the society is
exactly.
also pointless. So the society never just I mean the guests just come to eat, nothing else.
So
So
Muhammad has ordained
And
Muslims to marry women from the people of the book, Christian and Jew. Okay, so does our dharma, but do our people follow it?
see,
So that's the
Nocturnal
answer.
Patriot, guest come, eat, and then complain.
yes, so I mean it doesn't really matter
Food
anymore.
wasn't food wasn't good.
Exactly.
exactly.
No, they
So
come for
the
two
morals
things:
and
first to
values.
eat, and then to
Huh.
complain. Both are
So
very
to
very
finish
important.
an to finish an institution, you don't like the marriage institution is finished. It isn't like that the marriages are not happening, but the values and the morals and values have been finished from their institution. So if morals and values are not there, then वो भाई क्या है फिर वो बस दिखावा है जो अभी डॉक्टर ने पेट्रोल जी ने बोला. So we forbid Muslims from marrying politics women until she converts. Okay, so we do not have that convert thing, but in our the Dharma scriptures also
Yeah,
it has been mentioned that
but I think
anyone shouldn't marry the
but
Mleccha or the Yavanas.
but I
And
think
Mleccha
even
and Yavanas are not Muslims or anywhere. Like Mleccha, अभी इस पे आऊंगा बाद में.
but I
हाँ डॉक्टर
think
ने पेट्रोल बोल दीजिए.
in India, I have a question. In India, does a nikah count as a legal marriage?
Yes,
Okay, then
Yes.
because you
that is
have
something we have to work
because
on.
because you have a Muslim personal law board which
Exactly. We do not.
governs their mm,
And
what is
we
called.
have a board. We have a board that is called Supreme Court and various high courts who give judgments like Uga Uga judgments to
And who
those
only accept the
like
legal marriage.
rot the like depend the rots. Exactly, who accepts the legal marriage. Anyway, okay. So now the problem like
So the Hindu marriage is
we
technically not recognized in court.
okay. Let's come to the problem now. So
Nowadays, they are just
huh,
making some provisions to please people that okay, Sindurdan is necessary. We need Sindurdan to be a part of the legal marriage, but that doesn't really make much of a difference. Uh,
so yes, and this is where the problem comes from. No, so what's happening here is that with this most of these girls who got converted to LG, like who got trapped or converted by LJ, and like there's like LJ everywhere. After being converted and by the way, they got so before even they get converted, like they does those what do you say the physical intimacy that they does that thing like much earlier.
right now, physical
Okay.
intimacy is like it's everywhere. That is something that one can't
Yes.
control.
Yes.
It's like it has become a part of
But
culture.
that is a very crucial thing to be considered in this case. Correct.
But can we like we can't regulate that? That's something that we just can't like.
We
We
can't
don't have.
regulate that from how we can't
It's their
regulate it
personal.
from an like
Unless
later stage, but we can
they
regulate
choose
that
it,
from earlier
they make
stages.
those decisions for themselves. So
Exactly. So वही ना तो they we so one needs to acknowledge it and then give the satrubod to her. Ki, this is the thing. This is that. So okay, you need to be aware, cautious of this. Even like we aren't saying कि अरे वो क्या फिजिकल इंटीमेसी वो कटवे कटवे मूल्य के साथ मत करो पर किसी हिंदू लड़के के साथ कर दो. So the moment you gave her a chance to compromise on that, civil does that. Like see, I mean that any human will does that. तो उसको वो प्रॉपरली अभी जो बोलता है ना कि एक वो अजीत भारती का स्ट्रीम कोई देखते होंगे इधर तो वो एक बिहार मैथिली में एक बोलता है कि मोगा मोगा करके एक टर्म है तो मोगा बाप तो द मेन प्रॉब्लम हियर इज लाइक द मोगा पेरेंट्स इट शुड बी मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस इट्स द मोगा बाप
yeah,
तो इनको भी वही लिबरलिज्म का वो कीड़ा काटा हुआ है सो दे थिंक दैट लाइक ओ आई विल ट्रीट माय डॉटर एज अ प्रिंसेस लाइक वो शी हैज कम फ्रॉम सम हेवन और थिंग
either it's a case of extreme pampering, or it's a case where the father has no role at all. The father stays silent.
एग्जैक्टली now the fix of the cure and fix of this like we think or it is our opinion like, that it is not rehabilitating those girls or whatever we say like as an actually
Rehabilitation
not
is a step taken after damage. Like it's
yes
best to not let the damage happen at all.
exactly
No,
so if
wait. We
okay
need, see,
how
we you need both, correct? You need uh, like preventive measures to be implemented,
Cure is already
and
there.
you
Cure is already, but the point is we don't know what extent the damage will go to. We have heard of murders as well, right? So we don't even want to
hmm,
let it go that far. The
no,
object
see
is to
the
prevent
thing
things from happening.
that wait. See, I'll give you an example. And just hear me out. Let's say for some unfortunate reason, some kid got mixed up with bad people and he became a drug addict, example.
Yeah,
Okay, now you
Okay,
don't
yes,
know how much the person is addicted to that.
exactly.
will will the
yes, exactly.
parents, will the parents, the family, or the society will say you go and die?
I'm not saying that. I'm just
No. Oh,
I I didn't say that. I
Let me
said
come.
that
Let me
the
let me tell
best
you.
option would be to not let it happen at all. If it does
No, no.
happen, of course,
Ah,
cure is there. Cure is there.
See,
But whether the
now
cure will be
the cure is
successful or
there.
not, we don't
Exactly.
know. Sometimes things can go beyond that.
Cure will be successful or not,
ah,
no. And the drag
yes,
addict
yes.
kid, the
Hmm.
drag addict kid
Because
is
drug
not
addict can
rehabilitated at the very moment. The drag
because
addict kid
if
gets sent to a proper treatment center. The like the क्या हम लोग वो करते हैं like the मतलब do we do that with every else a girl? So why मतलब why don't we? Why? So like it can be pass on like in the case of like simping and things like that.
and there's no
But
guarantee that the
okay,
cure will be 100% foolproof because
exactly,
it depends on the extent of the damage. The damage can be such, like in case of drugs, the damage can be such that the person goes insane. In that case, there is no cure. So that's also there.
exactly. Abhi, so the other thing is like if there is a society, there's a community, and any one girl does that, so the first thing there should be they should socially boycott her. Do not encourage her. But the thing is totally reverse. They encourage her. They encourage her like in every step. Like even when she does that, like she gets LJ and she produced like the 3 4 childs, and when she does, oh, I'm being tortured, I'm being this that. Okay, now you want to do a ghar wapsi. The scapegoat we have been nurtured. Now she wants to use that. Okay, very good, use that. But after she does use that. So did she become a Hindu? No, she becomes a liberal, typical feminist, who then again at the end enables that LJ at a broader level, at an en masse level. So, sir, the values or morals she has. So, are those Hindus moral or are those Hindu values? No. So, whom are you taking back? She's coming here not for becoming a Hindu. She's coming here for becoming a liberal, a feminist. This thing needs to be understood.
Yeah, my point is when they do come back, it's best to ensure that they understand that a mistake has been committed and that they have suffered. If they come back with their like previous thought process intact, thinking that they did something right, they suffered, but uh, it's understandable to happen, and it's a human error. It isn't a human error. They need to acknowledge that a trap was laid, they
Exactly.
fell into a trap, and they suffered due to
Accountability
their
needs to
stupidity.
be fixed.
The
भाई
point
हमारे इधर एक
the
चीटी के भी
point
accountability है.
the point is that the people in general, like as I said, urban people have high egos, so high egos that they will not accept that they have been stupid.
That I agree with.
Not stupid.
So
And
That I
that is
also
the
agree with.
one thing they
the
will not
point of
accept, that they have been trapped, that they have been stupid enough to be
Hmm.
trapped. It's the one thing that they will
and,
not accept
No, wait.
and the other
See,
thing,
wait. Hold on. See,
because they have
one
been
correct.
because
No.
they have grown up thinking that they are the
No,
star in they are the star in their families. They are
wait.
the Papa
No.
Ki Pari in
Wait,
their
wait,
families.
wait.
So
Wait.
yeah.
See, the sense of shame is universal across, like, across ages. Like a 15-year-old to a
No, my
75-year-old.
point is
Correct.
that I mean,
The shame will be
there's a
there. Correct.
there's a difference between thinking.
no,
There is
the
a difference
shame
between
will be
thinking.
there.
There is a difference
Huh.
between thinking it was an accident versus
Hmm.
it was a trap. If someone thinks it's an accident, they can think, oh, it was an accident can happen again. But if somebody understands that it was a trap, then the person can actually grow conscious. So it's up to
Yes,
them to
yes,
do that
exactly.
introspection.
And the same
Okay.
gets
This is a very interesting question. Okay, very important question. Can US style secular UCC solve this? At least this will remove legal compulsions for conversion. See, again,
No, our
for
again, our
1000
values
years,
and morals are not US style. Okay, wait.
uh,
Our values and morals are not US style. Okay, we do not like we first of all we are not US, and our values and morals are not US style. Like they're. I mean, we are talking about being free from this style. That is that liberalism, that liberal thing, which is enabling this thing. And again, we want to solve that by going there. Okay, so no.
there are a
These
lot of
are
things which are there, which I see it will take a lot of discussions
But yes, I
till
agree on one thing, that a sort of uniform civil code might help, because at least it helps in, it
you
curbs the
are.
it helps it helps to curb the population of the other community. It helps curb practices like nikah, and like it gives a
no, it will
parallel,
happen.
it gives a parallel footing to all
It
kinds of marriage. Those things happen.
no. It
Those
doesn't matter what kind of law you create from a constitution body. They will always have a different parallel thing running for them. Like in every institution, like institutionalized constitution
So
body
that is
law
why the
would
UCC
have,
comes, right?
which get
UCC
applied
comes.
to Hindus, do not apply to them. UCC is
UCC
a
needs
very dangerous thing,
UCC
obviously.
needs to be brought in a way to take away those parallel things.
I
That's my
mean,
point.
see,
So,
like the South states, they were at the pre-front of the anti-natal protest and all. And
Yeah.
अभी उनका TSR पूरा गया, and now they are promoting like, oh, we'll give 25,000 rupees to each. Now like most of the Hindus, like most of the urban Hindus will not fall for this 25,000 thing, but the Muslims
True.
will definitely fall. So it will inversely, like it will work inversely, how
True.
to work, like they want how they want it to work, and instead it will work like inversely and increase the population of the
yeah,
Islamist or
that's possible.
Muslims at
That's
the
also
end.
possible.
Okay, I think we can wrap up our discussion for today.
Yeah, it was really fruitful. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's a very complicated issue, and we have not even scratched the surface of this
True.
things, yeah, about the cup.
No,
Anyway,
और
thank you.
हाथ दोनों,
Yeah, Rishi.
हाँ, ता- हाँ, वो ताली दोनों हाथ से बजती है, यही निष्कर्ष है हमारा कि दोनों तरफ से काम करना
exactly.
होगा, शत्रु और स्वयं दोनों
See,
तरफ से, वही
अरे
Patru
धन्यवाद।
Bodh and
I
Swayam Bodh, exactly.
अरे
Hmm.
सत्तू स्वयं बोध तो छोड़ो. सी, हम वी आर फॉरगेटिंग कि भाई देयर इज अ थिंग कॉल्ड अ स्विस नाइफ. ओके, स्विस नाइफ में 50 तरह के होते हैं, वो
Hmm.
तुम्हारा टूल्स टू डू
हाँ
थिंग्स.
हाँ, बोलो
करेक्ट.
बोलो. हाँ.
You need a Swiss knife approach to solving issues with your society, with people around you. Not one solution, hammer it out and everything gets solved. We Hindus have to learn to think in a Swiss knife way, where you diagnose a problem, you figure it out how it is implemented on ground, and then you need to use multiple tools at multiple levels to actually tackle, prevent, and then do other things. So this one, I am doing one thing and that is going to solve all this problem. That mindset needs to go away first. That we need a tool set to figure out the problem, the causes, and then fix it.
No, for that again, that first of all, we need to have a strong first principle to tackle with all this. You can't have a like a lenient thing to tackle all these things. Because the opponent isn't lenient. He has a proper strong reason to do all this. Okay. So if he has a strong principle and you keep jumping your thing principles from one to another to another to another. Oh, she got like she got tona totka. Oh, she got fall for this. She fall for fail for that. See that this that won't work. You need to have a proper first principle and
That is that
and
is that
rehabilitating this
principle.
huge amount of
Array,
girls.
that principle is again part of the tool sets. You need to build tools.
And also rehabilitating this huge amount of girls who are getting LJ and coming back without any consequences and without any accountability. That is the bigger problem. Like they will go on marry again a Hindu guy, and again they will birth to some child and whatever, and what those child will become. Like where, like first of all, this girl is not a Hindu. Like and then like there's a guy, and the guy is already like the guy is the guy marrying her in the first place is a very proper like it is evident that he is also not a proper like that kind of Hindu who keeps such principles and thoughts. So they will have child, and their child will again further go on doing other things.
Okay,
That's basically.
so let's call it end today. Okay, who is okay? Some other things are going on there. So we'll see you tomorrow, maybe day after, with another podcast or maybe book reading sessions or some discussion happening. So do subscribe, share to our channel, and support us if you can. So Jai Shri Ram, Vande Mataram.
धन्यवाद।
Jai